Well, 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 Internet. What do we have here? Well, I'm going to tell you what we have here. We have from Fidget HQ, and can we say Fidget HQ just killing it. Just absolutely killing it. They are like the Beatles right now with just hit after hit after hit after hit. And what do we got here? Well, we got another hit. I should say, what do we have here? We have another hit. The W. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Internet. Raja. Lisa. What have you done? You have done some gosh dang magic. Should we bring in the sunshine a little? See if it will focus. I don't like how that looked. So for you, the Internet, it's today. For me, it's yesterday or tomorrow, depending on whose fourth wall we're breaking. So we'll bring it back down like this. I just did that compass review. And we're just trying to continue the car series while I've got the chance. While we're all set up, it's just a lot easier for me. So I'm kind of not really happy with the way the light is, but that's neither here nor there. But what the F is going on? I don't know what they're doing over there. What sort of magic they're working. But let me tell you, this is, in my opinion, their best tungsten one to date. I like the Nano, the Zen Nano, and I do like the Quasar, but this is magical. This is what you want when you're thinking tungsten. So I think the first thing we need to do is, we know tungsten, we know its density, right? You looked at the stainless steel one. We looked at the stainless steel. And I think we're in the neighborhood of like 80-something grams. And when Raja first said how much he thought this was going to weigh, I was just like, no way, it just did not look that big. But let me tell you, the thickness scales so quickly with tungsten. The weight scales so quick. You're looking at 2.5 times stainless steel, more or less. Quick and dirty math. So, when you're looking at that, you're looking in the neighborhood. You got to factor in some of the weight is buttons and bearing. So, he was estimating around the 170 grams. So let's put this down. Jesus, that thing's heavy. Can you see that? Let's bring it down a little. 165. And actually, I think I might have had other buttons on it when I weighed it before. I guess those might be a little heavier. But you're looking at just shy of the 170 range. Throw tungsten buttons, which I did order from them, so we'll have to look at those when they come in. The tungsten buttons are going to bring this up a whole nother level. So I said magic. So what magic is going on? So first of all, this is like an amazing finish for tungsten. Look at that. Look at the finish. All the edges are hard, but not too sharp. Now, I will say I've been chatting mostly with Mark. Mark's a good guy. We like to chat and praise the things that Fidget HQ is doing right now, because we're both in alignment that they're probably just the most progressive, really just hitting it out of the park. Hit after hit with the stuff that they're doing over there, making a lot of other things in the market. Kind of tough when you look at the quality you're getting. So despite being, made in China, when you look at the quality you're getting for the price, it's hard for a lot of other people to compete. So I hope it doesn't kill the industry, but I'm really happy with what they're doing over there. So, and if they kill the industry, then that just means that we're just still getting awesome spinners just from Fidget HQ. So, but look at the finish. So, anyway, the reason I mentioned I was chatting with him is on mine, one side feels just ever so slightly rougher than the other, like this side here. And actually, I think you can see in the reflection. See how close to a mirror that is? And here, it's a little more satiny. It kind of feels that way a little. And these edges on this side had, I wouldn't even say a burr, but they were just a little sharper, where these have just the ever slightest bit of rounding. So I actually took like a glass ceramic emery board nail file, just something that was real flat, and just kind of hit it at an angle so I wouldn't hit the sides, and just gently rubbed around the edges just to take a little bit of it off. And Mark mentioned that he didn't have that issue with his. So, and it wasn't even bad. It was really, more than anything, it didn't really hurt my fingers or anything. It definitely would be hot spots with the amount of weight. We'll get into that. But I also kind of wanted it to feel the same on both sides. So, but it almost seems like the machine finish on one side was just a little rougher than what was on the other side. So I don't know if they switched tools halfway through. That actually, I'm just thinking of that now out loud, but that might be a good guess. But anyway, let's continue to talk about the magic. So I should also say there's this one little blemish in it, but it doesn't bother me. So it is what it is. But it did come like that. So we got to be fair. We got to call it as we see it, right? So that's probably going to be about the only negative thing I have to say, is that this side was a little more brushed. This side's a little smoother, and there's this one little blemish there that we just saw in the light. Anyway, so the magic. What's the magic? So I've got a Tri-Fidget. That's about 130 grams. That feels pretty heavy. I had the Tri-Portal in tungsten. Again, if you remember, I said I did sell it off to Larry, mainly because I wanted to help him get some tungsten as well. So it's not that I was really disappointed with it or anything, but when I was looking at it, just for the weight of it, that was like around the 170 gram and change. So this is real close to that weight, but somehow does not fidget that heavy. So despite having only 2 arms instead of 3 and being just about as heavy, there's something about this that doesn't quite feel heavy when you're spinning it and fidgeting with it. Yet is a heavy, big old beast of a spinner. It's crazy. So that's what I'm saying with like the magic. Like this, I actually was driving for Thanksgiving. Or a couple days after Thanksgiving, we had a 2-hour drive. I brought this with me, and I was spinning it almost the whole time. And I had to switch hands. Like I was getting hand fatigue, you know, just from trying to pinch and hold something. But other than that, it didn't seem like a bit of an issue. I think after the end of the day, just with the amount of weight you're fidgeting with, my fingers started to get a little raw. But no real hot spots. Like I was fidgeting with it back and forth for 2 hours, no problem. So, well, you know what? I didn't look at the spin times before I put this up. I'll correct him if I get it wrong, but we're going to be in the neighborhood of around, we got, so I should say as well, it comes with a Fidget HQ high velocity bearing in there. Now I did manage to drop this on the floor, and that bearing got a little bit of a rattle, so I did put one of Heck's Deuce super bearings in there, his HC2s. And these Kong buttons are really nice, by the way, I should say as well, because we're about to take these out. These are nice, and these give plenty of grip. And for grip alone, these are the better buttons than the buttons I'm about to put on. But the buttons I'm about to put on, whoops, dropped that, are pretty magical. But in any event, I did drop this in there, so I switched out the bearing. But I was getting comparable times in that bearing before. But with this super bearing in there, I got just over 9 minutes on a tablespin and like 14 minutes and change. What? Breathe in the superconductor buttons on here. So yeah, just almost 15 minutes on a vertical spin and over 9 minutes on a tablespin. So really, really good spin times in this, but that's what we'd expect. Look at the buttons. Now, tell me these weren't made to fit. Look at the edge here. They come closer to the edge than the Kong buttons do. Look at the tolerance there. No rubbing, but probably about as close as you can get. And just look how gorgeous they look on their internet. We're getting the sunshine on my buttons. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Oh my goodness. These buttons are ham. Look at that. Joey, what have you done? Joey Lingua, I think is his name. Anyway, LMS gear buttons. Super, super nice buttons. I should also say, while we're looking at these buttons, I had not used these for a while because I switched out to the Zero Few buttons on my Tri-Fidget, and the edges started to get this nice patina. And in using this, it's actually completely removed the patina. I have not repolished this, and these edges on these buttons have like this beautiful, like they're back to that mirror polish just from use. So I don't know what sort of finish or coating or what he's got on there, but it managed to patina a little, and then the patina's like completely gone away. Even from these edges, where I can't imagine I was able to hit it consistently all around this flat side, but oh yeah. Oh yeah. World-class spinner. So it is a big heavy spinner, so you got to keep that in mind. But even with that, spinning it, stopping it, spinning it, stopping it is not that big of an issue. Pushing it, like I can even, you can't really interrupt the spin pushing back out. You can't bring it in and then, well, I guess you can. Never mind. If you get it really going really fast and you catch your finger wrong, it's a lot of mass to stop. But it throws really well. It feels really good. It somehow manages to be fidgetable like a spinner that's 165 grams should not be, but yet it is. Absolutely amazing, absolutely wonderful spinner. If you missed out on these drops for like 120 bucks, I think, maybe 130 with shipping, something like that. Maybe 129 plus shipping. Either way, an absolute steal, an absolute bargain. This is a $300 spinner, no question. It just is, it is that good. And if you missed out, don't miss out again. They'll probably be doing another drop. I think this Thursday they're doing a tungsten drop of I want to say the XL Quasar. I don't think they're doing the Tri Quasar. They did that. They were going to call it, I think, the Zenduo Evo, but ended up calling it the Proximo or something like that. So, yeah, in any event, fidgeting with this guy, pulling like this, fantastic. If you catch the inside, your finger slides along here and then catches this upward slope and pulls. Flicking it out, same sort of thing. Again, you guys know that's not my fidgeting style. But yeah, this is really where it's at. Just throw it, and just feels like it's not going to stop. And in fact, it is so heavy, it's going to be very hard for you to do a preloaded flick like that and just hold it until it stops. Without your finger getting some fatigue. It was difficult for me to do the vertical spin time. I did one of them with a clamp. I did one of them without. Or you give it one of these. I gotta try not to hit you, internet. You do something like that, and just gonna be here for days. So with something like that, that's the Kong buttons that come out of it, I think, are the better buttons for fidgeting with, because it's gonna make the grip a little easier. You're not gonna have to grip it quite as hard, because gravity is gonna do some work on a vertical spin. On this, right, I get this little bit of a lip here, but I really have to pinch it the whole time. It doesn't kind of like those Kong buttons, the vertical gravity, just gravity, I guess, right? The gravity will kind of hold it in place without you having to do quite as much work. But this is a fantastic spinner. And again, just something with the weight of this isn't how it should be. It somehow manages to defy the natural order of tungsten. So, and then the other fun thing is you use something like this and then you go and pick up. Oh, sneak peek, internet. Whoa. I'm not going to cut that because we don't do edits here, do we? Look at this. This is aluminum. This isn't even aluminum. This is helium. Like, my hand is like floating up. It's almost like, you remember that thing where you kind of pushed your arms against the door jambs and then you stepped out and your arms wanted to like float because of the resistance and muscle fatigue and what have you. Anyway, do we have anything else to say? I think the only thing we have to say, again, I think I hit the negatives, even despite the slight finishing issues on one side versus the other and that one little imperfection in the finish here. I love the machine look of this. I was thinking of like, oh, am I going to stonewash this? Mainly because of the edge there, but I just like everything about it. So I'm not going to touch it. This is all the customization it's going to get, these buttons. It's unlikely these buttons will find another home. This seems like they were just made to fit, perfect home for this. So we'll see what the other stuff is that comes from Fidget HQ, but the can we endorse it, can we recommend it? 2 awkward thumbs up, so far up that you're really just seeing 2 hands without awkward thumbs. Got to get yourself one of these. If you find one in the secondary or someone's foolish enough to let one go, pick it up. If they do another drop, you got to get on it. Got to get in on it. You got to experience this. Again, even people that I don't think like heavier spinners, I think you would find that somehow this manages to be fidgetable and fun despite being heavy. So. And I tell you what, if you get it and you don't like it, I can almost guarantee you're going to be able to get rid of it. So I can't guarantee that, and I won't guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee there'll always be someone that missed out and wish they hadn't. So there you have it, internet. The Tungsten, the Zenduo Evo by Fidget HQ. Let's leave it like this. Let's just let you get one more look at it. Would you look at it? Look at those buttons too. Look how good that whole package looks. That reflection, that little whatever that is in there that you can't feel, that you can see. All right. Kisses.